Oh boy, imagine making an entire video off of one small, seemingly insignificant comment. Yesterday, we had spoken about how the New York Rangers beat the Detroit Red Wings, and it wasn't even close. 4-1 victory, Igor Shesterkin stood in his head, and the Red Wings kind of walked away out of this game. Do I want to say they were embarrassed? Maybe. You can say that language is a bit harsh, but the Wings didn't do well. And part of the reason they didn't do well is because that aforementioned Igor Shesterkin, the goaltender on New York, stood on his head. We had made this conclusion in the video yesterday, but the Wings, while they didn't particularly deserve to win this game, they did for sure get goalied, and Igor Shesterkin was a big part as to why the Rangers were able to waltz right through with a dub. Now, one of the other stories revolving around Igor Shesterkin has been the contract situation. He is on an expiring deal, which sees him making only $5.6 million a year. He'll be a UFA at the end of this season, and everybody knows that he's going to get money next year. He's going to get significant money next year. He will probably be the highest goaltender of all time on his next contract. Because he's that good. He's got the reputation. He is widely seen as the most talented goaltender on the planet. He's got a Vezina trophy to his name. He's gonna get a few more by the time his career is over. And starting things out in 24-25, he's got a .921 save percentage in 3 games played. He has earned the right to a max deal, to min-max everything that he's capable of getting, and it gets even crazier when you acknowledge that he already turned down what would have been one of the biggest contracts a goaltender has seen in the NHL ever. We didn't make a video about this, but Kevin Weeks posted on Twitter, this was from 7 days ago, breaking news. I'm told that the Stanley Cup contending and cap-spending New York Rangers offer of $88 million/$11 million AAV has been rejected by Shesterkin. Igor has rejected the highest goaltending contract in NHL history from the Rangers. And, yeah, this video is pretty cool, too. Big shout out over to SpongeBob. Kevin Weeks is doing these videos from everywhere he can. It's kind of his shtick. But knowing that Igor Shesterkin had an $11 million AAV contract on the table and he said no, kind of gives you an idea as to where this is going to go. He is probably going to get paid. He's probably going to be given, let's say, maybe $11.5, $11.75, maybe even $12 million AAV. And the thing is, you can't really say that any dollar amount that he gets is quote-unquote not worth it, because Igor Shesterkin is, in the eyes of most people, the straight-up best goaltender in the National Hockey League. Sure, he may not win the Vezina every year, other guys might have better seasons than him once in a while, but in terms of consistency, in terms of reputation, in terms of the standard that has been set, most people will say that amongst the groups of the Hellebucks, the Soroses, the Demkos, and the Ottingers, Igor Shesterkin is the guy whom most people would consider better. Which is why yesterday, Derek Lalonde stirring the pot. This was really funny here. I mean, he said this after the game yesterday. Red Wings coach Derek Lalonde on Igor Shesterkin. He's special. I can see why he turned down the $88 million. Good agent. And oh boy, Derek Lalonde. He's taking on the role of prime instigator right there. I mean, that's a hilarious comment. I think a lot of people wouldn't necessarily expect a head coach to dip his toes into the situation in this way. Oh yeah, look at that. The guy's really good. No wonder he rejected that $88 million contract. I mean, obviously Derek Lalonde is being tongue-in-cheek here. Igor Shesterkin did just destroy his team 4-1 after all. And I say destroy because Igor Shesterkin was the main reason the Red Wings didn't get any sustained offense. And a lot of people went out there and replied to this particular tweet and the comments made in a pretty negative way. It was kind of funny. A lot of people were saying, oh, this is tampering. Derek Lalonde, what are you doing? Why are you getting involved in another team's business? And no, that's not tampering. I don't think people actually understand what that means when they say that Derek Lalonde making a tongue-in-cheek funny comment, poking fun at a goaltender and his rejected dollar amount. That's not tampering, just merely acknowledging the existence that those conversations and the rejection happened, that's not tampering. Tampering is like Derek Lalonde texting Igor Shesterkin, hey, if you leave New York, you can come over here to Detroit, we'll give you $13 million. How does that sound, Igor? That's tampering. You're not allowed to do that. Making a comment in the media is not tampering. I think a lot of fans need to get the wake-up call as to what they're actually talking about. But there are some other people in the replies poking fun at Derek Lalonde. Look at Derek trying to get the Rangers to pay big for future cap problems. And to be fair, it is kind of validated when you have other responses like this from New York sports fan 1944. People who think for 1 second that Igor isn't getting his $12 million AAV from either the Rangers or some other NHL team are in denial. If Drury fails to sign him long-term and Igor walks, he should be fired on the spot by Dolan. And then there are a bunch of other replies debating whether or not that really is the dollar amount that you should settle for with Igor, whether or not him losing a franchise player is going to be good, or him overpaying to keep a guy like Shesterkin around. I don't really think you can overpay for a guy who's literally the best goaltender in the NHL, but still, I mean, he's so good that he, in a way, sets the market, right? Like, every other goaltender and every other goalie contract is going to be judged against the Igor Shesterkin deal. And you think about how good he is, like, a goaltender that's $6 million, $6 million a year, $5.5 million a year. Would you say that Igor Shesterkin is twice the goaltender that some of the goalies in the $5 million, $6 million range are? I mean, I won't say that's too ludicrous, especially when you acknowledge just how much star players get paid, period. I mean, Igor is in that territory. If there's going to be somebody who breaks and sets the next generation of goaltending money, it's going to be him. So all this talk about whether or not it's an overpay or if he's going to get less, I mean, there's no way he's going to get less. It's either he gets $12 million with New York or he gets $12 million elsewhere. He probably will get that money. And it seems like, based off of what we are seeing from the Rangers and the negotiations and him as a whole, it seems like Igor Shesterkin is more in a spot where he knows he is the top-paid goaltender. He knows that he is that guy, and his primary focus, rather than staying around with the Rangers, is to get that bag. Is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. I don't think it's a bad thing for him to want to get paid. I mean, he's already doing amazing things in the National Hockey League, and as Jacob Trouba said, maybe the Rangers and their core, maybe this is the last dance. Maybe they're not going to have any long-term projectability of being competitive. Maybe when Trouba gets traded, everything is going to fall apart. Who really knows? If Igor wants to commit himself to New York, they better pay him to do it. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Derek Lalonde stirring the pot in the Igor Shesterkin conversation. I love that I can make a video like this and just yap for 8 minutes. We talk about the one quote for 1 minute of the video, and then the rest of it is just like, yeah, here's my thoughts on Igor Shesterkin. It's a pretty cynical way to view my job, to be honest, but I do like that I have the capacity to just kind of chill and do videos like these. But either way, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Derek Lalonde and Igor Shesterkin, as well as the dollar amount on his next contract. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.